My name is Julie Franck. I oversee the strategy team at TPT Digital. So that is the SEO team, the paid media team, the market intelligence, social media team, and the AI team. I think in today's age, everybody is a little bit hyping with AI and AI overviews and generative answers. And I always get the question, is SEO dead? The answer is it's not dead. I think I like to cite Danny Sullivan, who was the liaison with Google. And I think the way he said it was, when you think about search engine optimization, it's really about understanding how your target audience engages and accesses information, either via traditional search, which is Google or Bing, or via AI, right? Once you understand that, I think that's sort of the foundations of how you need to optimize, just with your user in mind. So with that, SEO is not that, it has evolved. So the way I look at this, or we look at this, is with the launch of AI or generative answers like Perplexity, Gemini, Claude, and GPT, of course, it's additionally just adding in a step in the user journey and another data layer that we need to keep in mind when we create our strategy. So evolving from traditional search over to AI as well. From our perspective, in order to succeed across all search landscapes, again, from traditional search to AI, I think, again, it starts with understanding who is your target audience, who is your user, and what do you want to guide through the user journey. And then you optimize through all of the channels. So effectively, in order for you to today's strategy and to include AI and AIO in your strategy, is just to keep your user in mind, understand how they access and want to engage with the content, and then you pull in brand sentiment or brand reputation data. You look at your current organic performance and you look at your current AI LLM visibility, then to see what do you need to do and what channel and what type of content that is fit for the intent and your user. So when we speak about metrics, I think that's another question that I get asked all the time. But when you keep in mind that today, most of the traffic that the big websites still get is from traditional search. So everything that is organic traffic, keywords, conversion is still very much relevant for you to understand how is my overall business health and my website's health. But you need to pull in obviously other KPIs like citations from LLM visibility third parties, because that's the only sort of tool that we can use right now. We don't have a good enough sort of search console for AI. So what we pull in is we try to understand what are the overall available mention citations for a given prompt or query that we could own versus the ones that we actually got versus the organic performance. So we have to look at all of these data to then make some sort of educated guess and see how can we optimize for this. But again, it's sort of the traditional KPIs that but adding on these additional data layers of LLM visibility, citations and mentions that you get, and sort of the zero clicks AI overviews, and just have a look at impressions going down, clicks or up, and then clicks going up and down to give you a little bit of an insight of how you're doing. I think what is happening right now is that a lot of people get sort of nervous with the buzz. Everybody's talking about AI. I need to be seen, I need to be cited, without understanding how do LLMs actually work. So you have to go back to the basics. You have to go back to the foundation. So I think this is a lot of issues, not really an issue, but how I see people sort of try to avoid a step, right? And say, I need to optimize for AI. And I try to tell them it's not a siloed thing. You cannot just optimize for AI. You have to optimize for your user, for the entire experience or the entire search landscape. Understand, again, the user journey. Some people start with Perplexity, start with Gemini, start with Claude or GPT, but then they go back to your website or they go back to Google, and sometimes it's a combination. So I try to tell people it's sort of a 360 approach, right? You have to understand, if you don't show up in search in Google, you probably won't show in AI either. Right? If you don't have a good reputation, if you're not already performing well, you probably won't show up in AI. And I think another sort of myth is people don't really see where this is going, but when you actually think about this from a user and how you engage, you probably use GPT and Claude and Gemini to ask questions, almost like your assistant, right? And we can already see with travel and retail that they can do booking and purchase on your behalf. So for me, it's not so much about being seen, but being chosen. Because as you go down the funnel and say, I want to buy, I don't know, a blue jeans, but I don't really know the brand, but this is my budget, this is my size, this is the style I'm going for, you want to be shown as that product. And how do you show as this product, right? There's a lot of foundational work. It's obviously the technical side of things, it's the organic side of things, it's the brand side of things, and then the hyper-personalization side of things. But all of these things do matter. And for me, it all comes down to the user. Understand your target audience. I think it's this, just not siloed, and understanding we're moving into a world of very, very personalization. AI is going to be a role of it, and you just have to understand how can my product or whatever I do, my information, match the intent of a user within the journey? Is that through AI? Is that traditional search? And just try to optimize for that with the best possible content that you have. It's always about quality anyway. I guess just as a final takeaway for whoever's listening, watching this, is just don't think about AI as a siloed effect. Think about it of a next step in addition and everybody's sort of own journey into informational, into and sort of a purchase that you're trying to do. It's going to go into more and more AI assisted, which is good. That's where we're moving into. But today we're still early and no one really knows where this is going to go, how far it's going to go. So I think the best thing for you to do is start measuring everything you can measure. That's the beauty of digital marketing. They can measure absolutely everything. However, with AI, it is true because of how personalized it is and because it is generative, it is a little tricky. So there are certain things that we can do with personas, et cetera, et cetera. I guess my final message is just start testing and measure, and then just adapt and tweak and measure all the time and see what is your good and what is your bad.